Gail asks, with the laser to do it at home, can you do any harm if you never did it before? So not the low level laser, you cannot do any harm. Now I will say that the laser does create a little bit of warmth. So there would be some scenarios where you may not want to introduce heat over that, like to use that over a cancerous area would not be optimal. But in other body zone issues, so if you're using it just to help with pain in an area, if they have chronic arthritis, it's very good there. So those chronic hips, the chronic knees, those old elbows, all of that, any area that's arthritic, the laser can do awesome. I'll just tell a horse story about this. So anybody that has horses, there's a condition that's called ring bone. So it happens right above the hoof. This is so weird because okay, so right above, so on the coronary band and right above there, right above the hoof, there's this condition called ring bone, which is an accumulation of calcium. It's arthritic. It's called exostosis. It's when bone is being deposited outside of where it's supposed to be. So this Palomino horse had really bad ring bone going along, and that reduces motion, and the horse was very painful. And they'd already been to their traditional vet and was trying to use some NSAIDs and things, and this is just getting bigger. So I see the horse, I do my adjustments, we do some supplement testing, I do biofrequency, which is like AK, kinesiology, on everybody to make sure whatever I'm dispensing is good. And then I said, you know what, you need to have something that you're doing consistently every day. So I rented one of my laser devices. It has both the infrared, the far, and the red light. So some of the lights you see when it goes on, other ones you don't. And this owner, she took this device home and did it twice a day on this horse, every day for a month. When I see her at a month's time, that ring bone was down by 50% in just 1 month. And I saw her a couple months after that. You would not have believed this was the same horse that I'd seen 3 months ago with this big ring bone. It was gone. And the horse was in motion and could be ridden. It was phenomenal. So some of these things, you can't believe it until you see it. Another one is the dog with chronic ears, a Cocker Spaniel, and I'll go into this some more in my post-summit conference course that we're going to have. But a dog that had really bad ear infections long-term, and using the laser pad, this Revitavet laser pad on the ears, that went away. It cleaned up the infection, the swelling went down. And just to add a little bit about why I am so on board with this Revitavet's company's low-level laser is that in 1997, when I got certified with the chiropractic, right away I was looking for other things that we could do to help augment the treatment for the pain and inflammation and different things. And there was a company at the time called BioScan, and they had some spinal pad devices, which is where the Revitavet came from. That is, originally was this other company, and then he bought it. So I'm using these horse things on the dogs, and of course the lights are further apart, and I contact the company. I said, hey, I designed some spinal pads, is what we call them. Would you manufacture those? So I actually was the first individual out there to design these low-level laser spinal pads. I had a small one, a medium one, and a large one. And the first half a dozen of these spinal pads that came off of the press actually went to a neuro hospital in Holland for using for people. But anyway, so I've been into laser since before laser was cool, and was promoting laser back when you had to dodge those arrows all the time because the industry wasn't ready for it and couldn't believe that there could be something that could do so much and didn't do harm. So another dissertation on that one.
Chiropractors can help your dog adjust and improve their body's mobility. So, when is it time to take your dog to a chiropractor? Find out in this next video what a chiropractor can do for your dog.